Welcome to the Yellow Trumpet. I'm Chituga, and today our topic is courage. How do we define courage, and what is it? Well, courage is defined as mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. This definition is of Merriam-Webster. And if you listen carefully, you will discover that it began by saying that it is mental or moral strength, both intrinsic attributes. So, courage is not dependent on the size of your muscles. Courage is not dependent on the size of your bank account. Courage is not determined by the luxuries you have around you. It is mental, so it comes from within, it spurs from within. It is mental because for you to be courageous, you first have to override your fight or flight mechanism. If you've been in any situation where you were triggered out of fear or for fear of being attacked or danger of being attacked, perhaps say a dog, or even your fellow human beings who are wont to do violence against themselves, you know that when you're in your fight or flight mode, when there is that spike of adrenaline, it takes a level head to hold steady. It doesn't mean it will not happen. It takes a level head to hold steady and withstand the experience, not crumble under the experience. Well, you could choose to fight, you could choose to, run. That is another matter altogether. The point is that courage comes from within. And for you to be courageous, you have to believe in your cause. That brings us to yesterday. For you to be courageous, there has to be a belief in a cause. That cause might be, or not necessarily a belief, family ties, because your family member in danger, you do not require a belief to put yourself in the line in their rescue. But it is important to note that without building mental strength, it is impossible to have those mental attributes that sets us apart and makes us unique. For instance, grit. You've worked in a corporate organization where your approval is required and you are pressured to approve because those who require the approval are bringing in revenue. At the same time, you are pressured to be circumspect with your approval so that illegalities will not be perpetuated through the company, so that the company does not bear liabilities for such erroneous approval. So, how do you resolve this dilemma? It takes courage. I use the word grit. To be able to sit in the middle of the disturbance. You may be perturbed, but you hold your own from within. You calm the storm and you face the situation. So what is our situation as Nigerians that we need to be courageous about? What is that situation as Nigerians that require our courage or makes this topic important to you? I don't know your peculiar situation, but there is always value to courage. It is a noble attribute to be courageous. And it inspires confidence in us. So what are we to be courageous about? For me, it would be the belief that my efforts towards self-improvement will yield bountiful fruits. That my efforts towards improving society is not in vain. That for every conversation I have with every person and any person I try to influence, speaking against a trend, speaking against popular opinion, speaking against the norms, going against the rules as they are set, societal rules as they are set. I did not say law, I said rules, the norms as they are set. You may say making an ass of yourself, but that is not what you are doing. You will be given the impression that that is what you are doing. It will be difficult for you to hold firm. What does it mean to hold firm? To hold firm, in short, it means to be courageous. To hold firm means when you are in a situation where your courage is in demand. You are in a tight spot. To stand by that position. Is it the wisest thing to do? In the face of danger, perhaps you may alter your position. Perhaps you may insist on your position. That requires courage. But if you truly wish to be discerning enough to know when to apply, how to apply, that is when to be courageous, how to be courageous, because nobody can teach this to you per se. They may teach you tricks on how to strengthen your mind or methods of improving mental strength and grit. But nobody can actually teach you to be courageous. So how can you be courageous? By knowing yourself. That is always my answer. By knowing yourself. Who else can you know better than yourself? No other. No other. By knowing yourself, I do not mean the thoughts that you think. By knowing yourself, I do not mean your body. I do not mean your profession or the work that you do. I mean knowing the person that started breathing the day you were born. calming your mind. If you sit back, you would realize that there is a storm in your mind, your mind. And without discernment, you might as well be a madman. But if you are able to sit and keep yourself still, you will come to a conclusion. You may come to the conclusion, what is there in life to fear? Having known yourself, what is there in life to be frightened of? The answer is nothing, because death is the main thing we fear, a lot of us. It is said that even the wise man who knows himself has that instinctive fear of death. It has its protective attributes, putting you away from foolish situations. But when you come to consider that no matter how long you live, no matter how healthy you are, at some point you began at conception, you were introduced at birth, and you will bow out at death. No matter how long you live. This knowledge has an effect of strengthening the will of a man or woman. Strengthening your resolve. Not making you suicidal per se, but expanding your horizon. It allows you drop limitations and do things that people may ask, in the mad? That takes courage. As Nigerians, the choices we make have led us to where we are. And should we choose to improve our situation, we require the courage to make the best decision. That too takes knowing ourselves. That too takes stillness. That too takes time. You may begin from today to settle your mind and to observe your thoughts. Observe your breath. Take conscious control of it and find that you are the being that is called human. This is the Yellow Trumpet. I am Chituga. Take care.